Okay.
Almost. Hang on. I gotta double check to make sure I can chat, Commissioner.
Okay.
That's usually my clue for whether it worked or not. Okay, we're good.
Good morning. Welcome to the Berrien County Finance Committee meeting. What is that? You hear the echo?
Oh, hang on. Let me go back to YouTube. Just a second.
Annette, while you're doing
Yeah.
that, thank you for resending it, but I meant the Board of Commissioners agenda. So my fault, my bad.
Usually I can mute it in the room or on YouTube, and I'm not. Well, things will be done. Oh, there it is. No, it's muted.
Could I talk again and see?
Yeah, let's try it.
Okay. Good morning. Welcome to the Berrien County Finance Committee meeting. I would ask us to start by having a roll call from Stephanie Carlson.
Commissioner Yarborough?
Present. Live on Zoom from Benton, City of Benton Harbor.
Commissioner Hinkleman?
Present. Zoom, Waterville.
Commissioner Scott?
Present, Zoom, New Buffalo Township.
Commissioner Freeling?
Present via Zoom, Baroda Township.
Thank you. And Annette, would you give us our agenda or keep our order for us?
Absolutely. So Ben is here for the bid opening. It looks like you have 3 different bids. I think Jake sent you the sheets last night so that you guys can track that. And I'm going to turn it over to Ben then.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to start by opening a mystery envelope. We're not sure which bid this is for.
Would you, how many bids went out? How many were received?
How many did you send out and how many were received?
Yeah, we don't know. We're not sure which bid this one is for yet, so I'm going to open it up, see what the bid is, and then we'll figure out where it goes. Okay, this is a bad bid number. J&N Construction.
Doesn't match any of those bid numbers?
No, this is a 2018 bid number.
Oh, geez.
Has it been lost in the mail?
Yeah.
So I'm going to open this particular envelope and see if I can identify if it's for one of these 3 bids. Okay, HMA base crushing. Okay, this is for bid number 2. So let's.
Company and name again, please.
Yeah, let's start by opening bid number 2021-002. This is the HMA base crushing. It was sent to 4 bidders and 3 now responded. So the first bid is from J&N Construction. And the total bid is $125,000. Oh, I'm sorry, $125,024.80. So 125,024.8.
Thank you.
The next bid is from J&L Milling. Okay. And this total bid is $113,503.56. So 113,503.56. And the last bid for this one from Kalen Construction. Trying to find the amount.
Thank you, Annette. Okay.
Okay, this one is $101,161.80. So this is 101,161.08.
I have a motion, and that is a special.
What was that?
Yes, this is the one for the road department.
Yeah, they're all for the road.
Could you read that motion and then someone,
I'm sorry, maybe you're kind of going in and out a little bit there. What did you say again? I'm sorry.
would you read that motion and then one of our committee members say they make it? Or
Should I go ahead, Seth? The motion is to refer the bids to the department with the approval to move forward with the lowest bidder if they are an approved responsible bidder that meets specifications and requirements. In addition, we authorize the county administrator to execute the subsequent contract associated with this bid and any contract modifications up to $5,000. Communication from the road department must be submitted to the finance committee in the event that they want to move forward with a bidder that was not the lowest bidder, to provide justification and obtain additional approval.
Thank you, Stephanie.
So move. So
you.
move, Madam Chair.
Thank you. May I have a support?
Support.
It's been moved and properly supported. Any discussion? Anything you'd like to ask Ben about?
Other than Ben, Jake has always sent us the complete filled out sheets after the bid opening on an email. If that could be possible.
Sure.
Thank you.
Yep, I can do that.
Thank you. Any other questions or discussion? Stephanie, would you call for the vote, please?
Commissioner Yarborough,
I should abstain because of Kalen Construction. My son works there.
Commissioner Hinkleman,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Freeling.
Yes.
Thank you. The motion carries. Thank you, Ben.
Okay, so let's go to bid number 2021-001. This is aggregate base course. It was sent to 8 bidders, 3 responded. The first bid is for Michiana Aggregate. Okay, this bid is $662,936.40. So this is 662,936.4. The next one is Michigan Paving and Materials.
Ezra, may I ask you to make a report on this?
Sure.
Okay, the total bid for this is $880,270 even. So 880,270.00.
Ben, what was the first bid? I had it transposed. I'm sure I did.
Yep. The first one, this is Michiana Aggregate. 662,936.40.
All right. I had 396. And that didn't sound right.
But that was good. Transposed. But I was
Yep. I know.
And then the last one is from Kalen Construction. Okay. $649,664.40. So 649,664.40. So that's it for this bid.
Okay. Stephanie, may I have? Do we need to read the whole thing?
I'm sorry, one more time, Amy?
I need the motion from Stephanie to read the whole thing.
I don't know, do we need to read it?
Madam Chair, this is Commissioner Scott.
Yes.
I will make a motion to approve the aggregate based on the county's standard road department motion for the Finance Committee.
Nice.
May I have a support? May I have a
I'll support.
Thank you. Any questions or discussion? Would you call the roll, please, Stephanie?
Commissioner Yarborough,
I abstain.
Commissioner Hinkleman,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Freeling.
Yes.
Thank you. The motion carries. Ben?
Okay, and the last bid is bid number 2021-004, and this is for aggregate. It was sent to 9 bidders and 2 responded. The first bid is from the Klink Group.
How do you spell that?
Klink.
Okay.
I'm looking for some kind of total.
Ben, this is Kevin Stack with the road department.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're not gonna see a total. This is the one that the commissioners hate me for, but this is where you're gonna have to go line by line in each
Oh,
garage
okay.
for each material. Because it can be awarded to multiple different contractors based on what they bid to deliver to each garage.
Okay. So, Kevin, as an example, number 11 BF slag, is that a material?
That is correct. So you
Oh,
should
okay,
have
I
a
got it.
9 trap rock, and occasionally you may have a slag in there.
Okay, so it's material and then location too, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Thanks, Kevin.
Okay,
This is where the commissioners would love you to send them out a spreadsheet prior to, so it's a little easier to write.
okay.
You're correct, Kevin.
So let's start with water elite. And this is number 11 BF slag. And the total price is $35,350. 35350. And then also in water elite, there is a number 9 BF slag. And that is $14,025, 14025. Okay, then we go to Ben Harmer. And this is the number 9 slag. And this is $37,875. 37875. Then we have the number 9, same location. That is $8,925. So 8925. Then there is Trap Rock, and that is no bid. Okay, then we go to Eau Claire. And it's the number 11 slag. And that is $70,700. So 70700. Then we go to the number 9 slag, the same location. That is $15,300, 15300. And then the trap rock is no bid.
Kevin, does that mean they don't have it, they don't carry it, or what?
Yes, that means they don't have a supplier of it. Normally, there's only one supplier in the area of our trap rock. You'll see that hopefully be Brookline.
And this company, you're familiar with them?
Yes, Clink is part of a larger company that also provides our emulsion and a lot of our seal coat material liquid-wise.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, then we go to Three Oaks. And the number 11 slag, 34,100, 34100. And the number 9 slag is $10,012.50. So 10012.50. Now we're going to Bakertown. And the number 11 slag is $56,962.50. So 56962.50. And then the number 9 slag, 10,575, 10575. And then the rock is a no bid. Then we go to Baroda. The number 11 slag is $76,725, 76725. The number 9 slag is $27,025, 27025. And then the rock for Baroda is no bid. Kevin, do we need a total for this?
No, you do not.
Okay. Okay, next bid is from Kenneth Smith. Okay. Water Belite number 11 slag is $21,896, 21896. The number 9 slag is $8,602, 8602. Then we go to Ben Harbor. The number 11 is $22,710, 22710. The number 9 slag is $5,386.50, 5386.5. And then the rock is 0. Then we go down to Eau Claire. The number 11 slag is $42,392. 42392. The number 9 slag is $9,204. 9204. And then the rock is 0. Then we go to Three Oaks. And the number 11 slag is $21,235. 21235. The number 9 slag is $6,250.50. 6250.5. Then we go to Bakertown. The number 11 slag is $36,211. 36211. The number 9 slag is $6,651. 6651. And the rock is 0. Then we go to Baroda. The number 11 slag is $49,137. 49137. And the number 9 slag is $17,123.50. 17123.50. And then the rock is 0.
Is that it?
That's it.
Okay. May I have a motion? And we don't have to have it read, but the motion for the road department, may I have someone make a move?
Madam Chair, I'll make a motion that we send these bids back to the department according to the standardized road department motion that the board has set forth for the Finance Committee.
May I have a support, please?
I will support.
It's been moved and properly supported. Any questions or discussion? Kevin, I'd like to know, you all have done business with Kenneth Smith also?
Kenneth Smith has supplied this aggregate for years in the past.
Okay. When I see such a great difference in the price, whoa.
So Kenneth Smith is a Michigan-based company that
Okay,
is allowed to use bigger trucks than Klink, who is an Indiana-based company.
okay. Okay,
Madam Chair,
yes.
this is Commissioner Freeling. I had a question with regards to these totals, because the numbers are associated with probably some sort of unit of standard of measurement. Is it based on tonnage for each of these locations? And is that what the bid totals represent?
Mr. Stack, would you answer that?
Yes, that is correct, Commissioner Freeling. These are based on tonnage items. So there's a certain amount of tonnage that each one of these garages receives of each one of these materials. So the totals that you are seeing are based on a unit price per ton.
Okay. Thank you. That answers my question.
Madam Chair, this is Commissioner Scott.
Yes.
We don't have any, are there any more road department bid openings after this one?
No, not today.
All right, I would ask that right after we vote, if Kevin could wait up a minute, because we have a motion on the floor, we need to vote. I have a question
Okay.
to Kevin on something else on the road department. Thank you.
Okay. That was the final bid, wasn't it, Ben?
Yes, yep, that's it.
Yes. Any more questions regarding this? This bid?
I haven't yet.
All right. So we're
Okay,
gonna take a roll call?
yes, please.
Yep.
Commissioner Yarborough,
Yes.
Commissioner Hinkleman,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Freeling.
Yes.
Yes. The motion carries. Thank you. Thank you, Ben.
Madam Chair, I want to ask Kevin a question.
Yes.
Kevin, on our requisitions today, there is a requisition number 50317 from Michigan Cat for a 2021 Lee Boy 3000C force-fed loader. My deal contract, it's hard for me to read the numbers. 071B77000084 for $228,189. My question is this a replacement piece of equipment, or is this an additional equipment to what we already have?
So I'm assuming that referring to a John Deere loader. Unfortunately, I don't know the exact answer to that. That would be our finance director, Carrie, that would understand what that rec was. But
You can get back to me.
If you guys want to continue, I'll have an answer here in about 2 minutes.
Yeah, and the other question I had is it hydraulic or pneumatic?
The loader?
Yeah, if you would let me know that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? And Kevin, we're here until, whatever, you can.
I'll stay on the line here and here in about, I'll say 2 minutes, I'll have an answer for you.
Okay, just interrupt us.
I'll wait till there's an opening.
Thank you. Our next item, Annette.
Yep, so your next items are the resolutions that are coming out of finance. It's your standard approval of the bills, the road payables, and then the third one that was kind of added later in the week here was the broadband survey resolution. That resolution's approving the press release that's going to go out about the broadband survey, and I think you've got two of the members from that committee here on your committee, so if we had any questions about that, but all I'm looking for is concurrence to move these forward to the full board.
Okay, and
We don't have a motion.
on the broadband committee, Commissioner Freeman, you're on that committee, and so are you, Commissioner Scott?
That is correct.
That's something we want to hear about, because I know they said they were going to make a survey and all that. So is this saying now it's ready and they're ready to send it out? Would you tell us about it? Ms.
Certainly. I'd be happy to. Yes, this resolution that's in front of you is just memorializing the efforts that's been ongoing between the task force and this board in the efforts of broadband, and the press release and the resolution tied to the press release is the announcement about the survey being launched and going live. The date tentatively to make that link and survey live to the public will be February 15th. And so what we wanted to do as a task force and for this board is to just keep the information in front of the board members so that we can help to make certain that the survey participation is high, so that we can have a really good set of data to be able to understand on a more granular level here in Berrien County where our deficits are for high-speed internet access.
Is
And
that,
so today,
go ahead.
I'm sorry, say that.
Go ahead, continue.
I was just going to say today's resolution is just putting that forward to this committee. It is a little bit out of the norm because we are actually reviewing this at the full board meeting today as well.
Good. That's what I wanted to know. Is this something you will make a presentation to the full board? And
Yes,
so,
ma'am.
So we need just to say that we agree to it happening?
That's correct.
Yes, no motion necessary. Do you all agree?
I concur to move forward to the board today.
Okay.
Good, okay.
And John?
All right,
Mamie,
Yes.
one thing you need to know, when it comes to broadband, Commissioner Curran and I we made an executive decision on the broadband task force, and we appointed Terry to be the spokesperson for the broadband task force. So anything about that should be directed to Terry.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Congratulations. They have power.
Or condolences, your Madam Chair.
Very good.
It may have been a situation of they stepped back and I didn't get the memo, but I'm always happy to champion this because it's a great need in our county.
Yes, yeah. And that's what I think about, you know, certain areas, but there's one good friend that lives up M63 towards South Haven. And sometimes she's sitting there, she's not moving. We said she's frozen. I said, is that broadband? Yes, that's the lack of, you know, what it's supposed to do. So it's needed all over. We see it. Thank you very much. So we concur with all the resolutions.
perfect. And now I see that Carrie has joined Kevin. So I think she can answer your question about that piece of equipment, Commissioner Scott. Hi,
Oh, thank
Carrie.
Good morning. Welcome.
Morning.
We'll have to unmute Kevin.
Yeah, there we go.
There you go.
If you could repeat the question, Kevin just said there was a question, so I'm not for sure what the question is.
It was two questions. One, was it pneumatic or direct drive, which I'm sure the finance department, you would definitely know that. But the other question was, is this piece of equipment a new piece of equipment, or is it replacing an existing piece of equipment that we already had that is no longer in use?
This is replacing a almost 40-year-old piece of equipment that we have now.
Okay.
We refer to it as the AFI. I don't know if
Okay.
you've heard us talk about it before.
Right. Well, sometimes though, that's why I asked that, because sometimes we do that, and other times we add to that. It happened with the wheel loaders and other things last year, the last couple of years. So that's why I asked. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And
And the
then,
pneumatic or direct drive, I'm sure that it's somewheres in the accounts receivable area or something like that, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm sure that's probably where that answer is, but.
and so let me ask this. Is it something that has to be built? Is it delivered? Is it coming by a certain time? What? Gary?
I think they have it in stock because we have the quote here, and I don't see anything that's indicating that there'll be an extended period of time. That's usually just on our plow trucks.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Any
you.
other questions? Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Annette?
Yep. So now we're gonna move into board appointments. I sent you guys some applications. I'm actually looking for my email right now because I didn't bring it downstairs with me. So the one that you have is a gentleman who applied for the planning commission, but he actually is a trustee for a township. And so we try not to do that. And so we do still have a couple of vacancies on public works. And Dan Fetty, knowing the individual, reached out to him to see if he'd be interested in serving in that capacity versus being on planning, and he was. And so I'm just bringing this application to you today to see if you'd be interested in recommending him for a vacancy on public works.
And the name? Do we need to know the name?
Peter Kolovas.
Oh, that's Prairie Development. Peter Clovis. Okay. What?
No, I was just laughing because I couldn't pronounce it. I was just.
I know him.
Oh, good.
Yes. And you say he's on a commission. Where's he in? Where's DiMaggio? Hager.
Hager, yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. And so we're appointing him onto Public Works. You all agree? Is that what needs to happen? That our
I got it. Yes, I see Ezra not nodding. Yes. John's okay. Terry?
Okay.
Good? Okay, perfect.
Okay.
All right. And then the other two easier ones are for workforce development. So, and maybe you're very familiar with this, obviously. David Culp was up for reappointment, and I didn't have his application when I came to you guys and talked to you about that before. And so, like to reappoint him to the Workforce Development Board. I work with Paula there at Workforce, on these appointments. And then Tim Calhoun had stepped down from that spot on Workforce Development because he was there as the CFO of Lakeland. And so this individual that you have in front of you is the person in that spot now. And so they would like to appoint him to the Workforce Development Board in Mr. Calhoun's position. And so that would be reappointing David Culp and appointing Paul Kanapaki. I'm probably butchering his name, I'm sorry.
How do you spell it?
Konopaki.
I don't know. Compaki. It's a large board because it's 3 counties. And so, you kind of see people, but you think like, who is that? Should they be sitting here? And yeah, they have a nameplate, so I guess it's okay. So that's a new person and reappointing David Culp.
Yep, if we're good with that.
You know what I wondered one day? Why do we appoint people to the committees? These are things that are under us.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the end of your question.
Why do we appoint? Because these are committees that are under the Finance Committee?
This one, yeah, these two, you're the parent committee to Public Works and to Workforce Development. And that's why I come to you for recommendations and then they go to the full board.
Yeah, because it's a lot. Sometimes there are a lot of, I guess we're over a lot of stuff.
We have a lot of boards that end at the end of the year, and so at the beginning of the year, we usually have to catch up on all of those. There's quite a few that have a 12/31 expiration. I wish they didn't, but yeah.
Okay, all right. So that's it. The things that we're doing is for Public Works, Peter Clovis, Hager Township. Workforce Development has 1 reappointment and 1 person. Those are the appointments. Okay.
Correct, and I was hoping that I could put they're on the agenda for the full board. If you're good with them staying there, then I'll have this sheet sent out to everybody prior to the 10:30 meeting.
Yes. And do we vote, the whole board votes on it?
Correct.
Okay, thank you. I agree.
Okay, there is still one more, just as an FYI. There's one more workforce development spot that we're trying to fill. It's a vacancy. And I'm working with Paula. This board's a little bit different because it has private sector, public sector, and 9 times out of 10, those applicants come through them to us, and then we just kind of confirm them. And so this one's just a little bit different, but there'll probably be one more for that.
Okay, that's fine. And then we have a CEOB, a county elected official board within that of six more people. 2 from each county. So it's large. It's a large board. Okay.
That one's just the commissioners though, right? Maybe that's not.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's what they're from. Harrison and I are on it, I guess. I mean, that we're still automatically on it. Not automatic.
I think I have to, I think you might be on the reappointment for your, I'm not sure on the term on yours, but we're working on that for the 10:30 meeting as well.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Any other questions regarding appointment? Thank you.
Okay, so then the next one was planning. So last night, stop smiling, Mr. Freeland. So I sent you a review sheet that had the ordinance language, the bylaws language. There's been a little bit of confusion over this. Brian and I chatted with Commissioner Yarborough, and I chatted with Commissioner Freeling about this thing. So confirming from John DeWayne, the ordinance says we should have 11 members on that planning commission. And it gives a broader description for how we should fill the spots on the planning commission.
Okay.
So I just wanted to kind of give you guys that, because I know we've talked about this back and forth. So basically you have 4 vacancies. In the review, I gave you who's on there now and their background. So I basically pulled their applications, looked at what they've done, work experience, those kind of things. And then gave you, now I sent you the applications, but I also sort of summarized them on the bottom part of that review to see where you'd like to go with those, with filling those 4 vacancies.
And can you send that to my account too? Because I didn't look last night. I didn't see this because I have done some, some looking also. I'm glad we're going to 11. And, I sent a note to you and Brian after we met. I thought about some things, and that's when I said I would like for it to be 11, since we have so many people that applied, that hopefully we could, use, some more rather than the 9. So I'll read that, and we're not ready to, do you have a suggestion on there, or the suggestion comes from the Finance Committee?
Yes, the suggestion comes from you guys. I was just trying to provide you the information that you might need to try to get to that decision.
Okay. Does it have to be today?
No. No, but I will say that we might want to try to, you have another meeting next week. I sent you a lot of information. They just barely scooted by on having their meeting that they just had. So if we could try to maybe tackle this next week, maybe?
Yes.
Okay. And then maybe I'll send you that review and those applications to your other email address.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. I think you just need an approval of your minutes from January 7th now.
Okay. May I have a motion, please?
Madam Chair, I would make that motion.
Okay. May I have a support?
I will support.
Been moved and properly supported. Any questions? Stephanie, would you call the roll, please?
Commissioner Yarborough,
Yes.
Commissioner Hinkleman,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner Freeling.
Yes.
Thank you very much. The motion passes. Carries.
All right, and then I'm gonna go check for public comments.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
while she's checking for public comments, I'd like to bring up something for the Finance Board's discussion, or maybe non-discuss it.
Okay.
I'm concerned a little bit, of course, with our county finances as we move through this COVID pandemic. And I've been saying this since this past year in 2020 also. So I want to try and keep an eye on our budgetary spending, on how much we're spending. And if you happen to remember in, I believe, 19, Bill Wolf came to the board, to the Finance Committee, I should say, and convinced us that the road department would not have to go out to bid on equipment as long as they used my deal. My question is, with the economy being the way it is and business being the way it is, I'm wondering whether there's a possibility that we should take equipment and put it back on finance to go out for 3 bids, because a lot of businesses right now are probably hungry, and especially if we have any local bidders. That is just my thoughts and my feeling, but I'd like to see that bid process come back to the finance committee for the road department for their equipment, because even though the sheriff in ordering squad cars, they always come back to the finance department and review those bids, even though they end up going with my deal. There are times this finance department has no idea what pieces of equipment are being bought by the road department, such as this Lee loader that I had to ask about today. So that would be my suggestion. I don't know what the rest of this committee's feelings are, but I'd like to see that brought back to the bidding, or at least, if nothing else, acknowledged so we know what the heck is going on. Thank you.
Thank you. And how would this happen? By us simply saying it, by us agreeing as a finance committee that we would like for things to go out to bid?
Yeah, and I understand that they're very busy, but I would like to make sure that we kind of keep an eye on our county finances a little bit better. And this is 2021 budget, and 2022, I fear, is going to be worse state revenue sharing and everything else. And we don't know whether businesses are going to close down in this COVID. That's going to affect our tax base and everything else. So I'd really like to keep an eye on this money aspect of it. And I'd like for the road department, just as the printing department, just as every department does, they bring it to us and ask to go out for bids. They just asked us to go out for bid on aggregate, so that's my only thoughts.
And the dollars that with the road department come from that Act 51. It's not from Berrien County funds, but we still want it to be spent the best.
Well, let me preface this, Madam Clerk, or Madam Chair. I do not know, as I'm sure most of the board members do not know for certain, because when we had our end of the year balancing of our books for the road department, you'll see where they need a couple of $1 million out of their fund balance to balance their books for the year. So is that going towards equipment purchases, or is that going towards road improvements? What is it? And I just think that we as a finance committee, we're responsible for all the taxpayer money. We're not responsible for the Public Act 51 money. But if the road department comes back to us and said they need X amount of dollars at the end of the year for balancing their books, well, what is that for? And we could not get a total breakdown on that. So that's all I'm asking, is for us to consider that.
Okay. Commissioner Hinkleman, do you have any thought about this, about us requesting rebids?
Well, my thought would be that we don't do this as a committee independently without, if this is something that Ezra would like to see done, we certainly need to hear from the road department themselves and have them come in and explain their preference and the reasons why they would want to or not want to do this. So before we would, it's something that we can talk about, but certainly I would want to listen to the road department and just get their perspective on it. So that,
I'd like to include administrator dissent, please.
Sure. But I that's exactly right, Madam Chair. I would need to hear from our administration, our administrator and the road department, and to the reasons why the pros and cons of both of those, the ramifications of that decision.
Okay.
And Madam Chair and Commissioner Hinkleman, I agree with what Commissioner Hinkleman said. I don't want us to vote right now on it. I'm just bringing it up as a point that maybe we should look into this and maybe consider it. Let's investigate it. Let's find out. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
And I do think that, yes, getting the administrator involved and the road department director involved for the reasonings and whatever would be great.
Okay. Brian?
Yeah. So I think that having a conversation with your departments makes a lot of sense. Personally, I think that my deal is going to be the quickest way to get conceivably the lowest price. The state of Michigan is putting documents out to bid on an annual basis, and then we're allowed to buy via that purchase agreement. Now, the downside to that is it means that not always are you getting your equipment from local dealerships. I think that a simple solution could be that each department is providing notice to the Finance Committee when we are preparing to purchase something from MyDeal. As we've been sitting here, I followed up with Ezra's or Commissioner Scott's original question as it relates to what is this piece of equipment. Jason has just sent me information just noting that it's a hydrostatic force-fed loader, and he even sent me a picture of the unit. I'll text it to all of you just so you can see what's being acquired. Now, I do agree that providing ample notice on big ticket purchases makes a ton of sense. And that's something that we could easily do just to ensure that finance is completely aware of loaders being purchased, tractors being purchased, cars and trucks being purchased in advance. If we want to pivot from MyDeal, I'm not saying that that's something that we can't do, but I would suggest that we take a harder look at MyDeal prior to making a major change. But immediately, I think that I can have departments providing prior notice with just a staff summary of what is being purchased, what is it replacing, is it new, is it a replacement, and why is it needed. Does that sound like a reasonable solution for the immediate future?
Yes.
Yeah, it does. And Madam Chair, that's exactly what I was saying. We are basically, as a committee, we are in charge of the finances of the county. And when we have no idea or no clue what is being purchased, I think that sends the wrong message out. I would at least like to know what and if is being purchased. When the sheriff's department comes to us and says, hey, we need 6 cars, and then we as the finance says, well, if we can get a deal on them, we should probably get that 7th car. And that we did. But at least we knew exactly what was being purchased by what department is what I'm saying in the big ticket items. When it comes to the road department, you were on finance, John Hinklemoon was on finance, and Bob Harrison was on finance along with me. And I would challenge all 4 of us at that time. We cannot cite one time that we knew exactly what equipment was being purchased by the road department during the year of 2020. I can't think of anything that was ever come before finance, but we purchased, millions of dollars worth of, or $1 million or so worth of equipment. So that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at that aspect, and that would be a great idea, Brian, to produce that to the finance committee through the road department.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, that's not a problem. Personally, I'm an advocate for MyDeal because it's going to save you money in the form of going through the bidding process. But I also completely recognize that you folks are likely to be asked questions about what's out on the road, so let's arm you with background documents. And it's just as simple as who, what, where, when, why, and how.
And I agree, Brian. And one of the things that I said last year in finance was by taking things out and not purchasing from MyDeal and going to bid, almost appears as though we're giving the people who did not get the bid a second bite at the apple. I'm not looking at that. I'm looking at whether or not we are totally informed of the finances of the county of Berrien.
Commissioner Freeland.
Chair?
Yes.
Thank you. When I served on finance committee, it might have been finance committee, but it also might have been a discussion that was had in admin. I remember the discussion about MyDeal. And I agree with our administrator and other comments that have been made here, that we need to talk to the department to find out what's the best process. And I appreciate what Commissioner Scott had said with regards to just being informed. And I think it comes down to making certain that we can answer to our constituents how the funding is being utilized and being able to have a firm understanding of what the process is and the policy. And I think if I remember correctly, when the road department was a commission, there was a policy in place of assets as they were reaching end of life and how they were going to be replaced and updated. And I think if we could have in the discussion administrator to set an understanding of how the road department is taking those assets as they're reaching end of life and replacing them with newer equipment, it will probably help us understand as commissioners to answer the questions that are coming from our constituents. Those are my comments. Thank you.
Thank you.
So committee members, Annette just noted that she's got an inventory of the entire fleet. We'll work on getting that out to you all just so you can have eyes on just how big the overall inventory is. And then I'm going to be hosting a staff meeting on Tuesday morning. I'll bring this up with the overall staff and just say, hey, if I've got a question, let's assume commissioners have a question. If commissioners have a question, then we've got dozens of people out in the public that are likely asking you all, you know, what are you buying? So we can get this fixed.
Very good. Very good. A good discussion. Thank you. And
All
then,
right, I'm gonna go, yeah, you have public comments, just one that I saw earlier. I just don't want to forget to do that because I don't.
right.
Why can't I get to? There it is, okay. Tony Benhart from Sodas Township. I agree with Ezra, there needs to be oversight on the road department. And that is the only public comment that we have.
How many people watching?
10.
Okay, thank you. And thank them. Thank you, public.
I did, I said thank you.
Once again, Madam Chair, Finance has the most people watching. Let's keep a running total on this now.
I'll call my
Let's
friend.
see here.
That's what they said.
Madam Chair.
We're not busy. Yes.
So Commissioner Curran actually came here just to watch an effective committee meeting, so that's how popular you are.
Good
So
morning.
you've got 9 of Ezra's relatives and me.
Good morning and welcome, Commissioner Curran.
Thank you. Good
Did you
morning.
already at 8? You had an 8 a.m. meeting already?
That was PHSC that was at 8.
They meet at
Admin's at 12:30. Brownfield's at 1:30.
Don't forget admin.
Admin's at 12:30, yeah.
But admin's taking a walking tour, so that one's even more exciting.
Where are you going? Are you going to the jail? Where are you going?
We've got a friend of the court today. Oh, sorry. Annette is reminding me that we have a board meeting coming soon, so I'll be brief. We're going to a friend of the court today.
Okay. And it's on.
Public defender.
Public defender, sorry.
It's under construction? Friend of the court?
Public defender, sorry.
Oh, okay. And I'm so sad we can't do our tour. I look forward to that, you know, every 2 years, but we can't be in the bus riding around, huh?
No.
Okay. All right. So you want us to quit? You want us to close?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, as long as you ask, that'd be great if you could adjourn.
Thank you all. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Commissioner Annette. Thank you. And
Yeah.
this